We're going to look at some nice power chord slides using your A string, your fifth string as the bass note, the root note to build the chords. The study is going to be specifically Iron Man by Black Sabbath, and put together a little backtrack that I'm going to jam along with, so it could sound something like this, for example. Here we go, 3 and 4 and... At the end of the video, I'm going to do a bit of a solo to it as well to show you how you can use your minor pentatonic scale to create your own stuff. So just as a quick little tease, we could be looking at something like this later. But we'll do more of that at the end of the video. Our first goal is to get to know the names of the notes on the A fifth string and to be familiar with what is a power chord. Now, power chords are normally called fifths. This is a typical power chord shape. This specific power chord I'm playing is B5, B for Bertie, and this is the opening chord for Iron Man as well. Now you can use fingers 1 and 4 like I'm using, or you may use fingers 1 and 3. You can put it flat because then I can strum 3 strings. If I set the focus on the strumming hand, you can see over here I'm strumming from the fifth string down, and I'm strumming a nice big chord of 3 strings. Now back to the chord shapes, because we need to memorize the notes of each of the chord shapes. This is B5, first fingers in fret number 2, and everything, like we said, is going to be taking place from the fifth string for this specific study. So memorize this is B. The next chord is going to be D5. Now I just want to zoom out there so you can see the guitar neck a bit better. And D5, all we need to do is move this hand. You can see I'm not changing shape. I'm changing position to fret number 5. First finger is now in 5, pinky is now in 7. There's my B, there's my D. Now what makes this a cool exercise, or this specific song a nice study, is we're going to strum and slide. So check this out. Notice I didn't strum that second chord. It's strum, slide. That's the trick to get this chord working. Now, to get the slide functional, you have to push really hard. So I'm going to try and get a different angle. Maybe you can see the finger pressure a bit better. You're going to push down. Because if I relax pressure, my chord will die. So if I do this, then I've got dead notes. So if this happens to you, it means you're not pushing hard enough with your fingers. Okay, but let's get back to the shapes first, and then we can put everything together. We've got B, fret 2, we've got D, fret 5, and I'm going to repeat the names of the notes because that's one of the main goals of these power chord studies. Next up is an E5, which will be by fret number 7. Okay, here's my E5. The 5 means power chord. It's got nothing to do with the fret itself. If it happens to be in fret 5 as well, that's a coincidence. So far, you're going to have B, D, then you strum D again, D, slide to E, and strum E one more time. So if you play it with me, let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... That's the first part. Now the sneaky part coming up now is a quick, rapid succession from fret 10 to fret 9, back to fret 10, back to fret 9, and fret 10 again, which is going to sound something like this. Let me zoom a bit closer and watch the movement. You see that one more time? And the chord names, fret 10, where the first finger is flicking, is G. So this is G5. And if I go one back to fret 9, it's F sharp 5. So I'm going G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G. Now check how cool this sounds in context if I strum it from the beginning. I'm going to zoom out a bit there so you can get all the fingers into play. Maybe angle the guitar a bit more down. There we go. And let's do this. 2 and 3 and 4 and... And after you've done that, you come back to fret number 5, because that note is, you should know this by now, this note is D. And you're going to go slide up to fret number 7. We should know the name of this note because this note's name is, I'm waiting because you should know, E. So back to the lesson side of the whole thing. Fret 2 is B, fret 5 is D, fret 7 is E, and 10 is G, 9 is F sharp. Okay. Now, what I want us to get out of this are two things. Sometimes we just want to play a song because it's cool and you press our mates, and if you've got a friend who plays drums or something, you just want to jam because it's fun. This is a really cool song to jam with. I spent endless hours with my friends in the garage just busy making fun of this when I was a kid. So enjoy the song. And then also we want to get to know the names of the notes. So don't memorize I go from fret 2 to fret 5 to fret 7. You don't want to memorize that. You want to memorize this is B, this is D, this is E. That's what you want to memorize. Okay. So I'm going to play it one more time with the backtrack. We're going to do it 4 times in a row. If you want to jam with me, that'll be really cool. And get your B ready. Backtrack's going to kick in now. And let's try this all together. 2 and 3 and 4 and... ending it in a B just because we can. Now for those of you that know a little bit about scales and want to start applying your scale, we're going to introduce the B minor pentatonic scale. It's going to be taking place at fret number 7. This is fret number 7 because this is the note B, and some of you might know the pentatonic scale shape already. It's going to go something like this. What's my pinky? Please get your pinky working. 7, 10. Next string. 7, 9. Next string. 7, 9. 7, 9 again. And when you get to the second and first strings, it's 7, 10, 7, 10. Now, check what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the scale with the backtrack and listen and note how cool it sounds. I'm going to get a bit more of that picking technique in as well, so you can get left and right hand together. And watch this. Notice there I sort of sped up a little bit, I slowed down, I didn't sort of keep it a fixed speed. I created little pauses. You can go faster, you can go slower, you can repeat things, you can do a string bend, like you can do double notes like this. You can have a lot of fun. You can repeat notes, you can do a hammer-on or a trill like this. Okay, you can use fingers 1 and 3 as well. I'll just find my middle fingers a bit stronger. So I'm going to try and drop some of these things inside there just to show you how cool we can have some fun. And remember, when you're soloing, it's also the silent gaps in between. So don't just shred the whole way through. Give a little bit of space between the notes. Here we go. Start with the string bend. Why not? A little bit of silence. Repeat something. Maybe some speed. A double bend. Little trill. Okay, that was sort of premeditated, so now I'm just going to spontaneously do the same thing just to show you where we can end up and have some fun. And then later, as you learn different scale shapes, like you know this one over here, you can also learn this scale shape, which is basically position number 2 of the minor pentatonic scale. Now, for those of you that want to learn all your positions, drop me a WhatsApp. You have my details. Send me a message via YouTube as well, whatever's good for you, and I'll guide you through the different scales. We can add minor blues scales, major blues scales, diatonic scales. And I'm just going to go a little bit crazy with this one over here now, put everything together and just have fun. That's what music's about. Sometimes we don't want to just learn a song. Sometimes you want to have fun, and sometimes you do want to learn a song and you learn it note for note. This time we're just jamming. Here we go. see that we put different sort of scales. We add a little bit extra inside there, put a bit of diatonic inside there. But that's a lesson for another day. Right now, just enjoy the song, have some fun with it, and if you've got any questions and you want some exercises, let me know. Happy to help. Otherwise, hope you enjoy this little video. Get together with your mates and play loud. Thank you.